Alright, so I've been doing digital marketing now for about 8 years or so. I've ran my own agency, I've worked at multiple different large companies as well, and I guess I just wanted to make this video really just for the beginner version of myself, and if I was to start all over again, this is what I would do. And I guess the best place I would really start is just pick one topic and master it, because at the end of the day, digital marketing is massive. There's so many topics that you have to learn, and you may think when you're first starting out that you've got to learn everything at once. Well, guess what? You don't. In fact, if you actually pick the right thing to start off with, most of the other and secondary skills that you think you might have to learn, you'll actually end up just naturally learning along the way anyway. I would say like maybe something along the top of the funnel stuff like paid ads, that's a really good thing. Web design is always going to be required. And then if you wanted to go more into an analytical point of view, data is so important when it comes to marketing. So maybe something like learning Google Analytics or something like that. You can obviously go with something else if you wanted. There's so many different channels of digital marketing, and there's so many different career paths that you can technically take with that or use that to start a business. But for me, those three are really the ones where I think that you can bring most value in the quickest amount of time. Now, once you've got that side figured out and you've pretty much certain on what you want to learn, what you're probably going to need to learn from there is the platform that comes with that skill. So what I'm kind of talking about here is, let's say you wanted to start web design. Obviously, you need a platform to build your website on. So in web design, it would be something like WordPress, Squarespace, or maybe something like Wix or Webflow. You really want to be learning these platforms inside out and learning everything you need to know about them. And I guess the best ways you can do that is obviously just by doing, of course, but just making sure that you're up to date on the forums, watch some YouTube videos, read some blogs, and just making sure that you stay up to date with the new features as well. Because at the end of the day, if you can get on a new feature early and it could be a significant update, that can actually give you an advantage over any competition that you might have. I think that with marketing, especially the digital side of things, everything is moving forward with so much AI emphasis these days and so much on the actual platforms. And I really think that if you can actually work out and become a master of the platform, you're already kind of halfway there. Talking of AI, actually, the next thing I would tell my beginner self is definitely to avoid the ChatGPT trap. I mean, I get it, like ChatGPT is awesome. I recommend it to any kind of marketer out there because it really does make your job a lot easier. And that's really the word I really wanted to focus on, was it makes it easier. It doesn't do your job for you. And kind of one frustration that I've had just kind of looking at the industry recently is that I see so many new marketers come onto the scene, and you can just tell that there's absolutely no thought or effort really gone behind it, and there's no real personality showing. And I think things such as original content is definitely going to come through a lot more over the next couple of years just because of stuff like this. But I did say it does make your job easier, and this is definitely not me saying don't use it at all. Where I would use it really as a beginner at least is just to kind of speed things up. So just in terms of a couple of the ways that I use ChatGPT right now, it's just real simple things such as like reformatting an email, even just spell checking. The next thing I would do if I was to kind of start all over again is definitely learn by doing, not consuming. I'd actually say like digital marketing and a lot of the skills that kind of evolve around it is very much just like driving a car. Obviously, when you take your driving lessons, things are all great and you've got an instructor telling you exactly what to do. You've got that confidence, but realistically, you only start learning to drive when you actually pass your test and you actually go out there for the first time and have to face those kind of real world challenges. It's very much like digital marketing. You only really know if your thing is going to work once you actually put it out to the world, rather than just kind of sitting there watching tutorials, trying to work out how to be good at it. So just get out there, do it, learn from the mistakes that you're going to make, because you will make a lot, and then just kind of improve from there. The next thing I'd do, and I'd suggest this to beginners and people already in the digital marketing game, and that is to become obsessed with data. I guess one of the biggest mistakes I made as a digital marketer, especially in my early stages, was I would always create or design things for what I think I would like, or maybe what I think I would go ahead and buy. But realistically, I'm just one of billions of people in the world. And the great thing about digital marketing is you have your target audience. You want to be creating it for that type of person, not yourself. And the best way you can really kind of work all of this out is by using data. A good example where data is just so important is if you did kind of get into something like Google Ads or something like that. Obviously with the Google Ads platform, you get to see how many people has seen your ad, how many people have actually then gone on to click on your ad, and you can even set up things like conversions that will track who has bought something from your ad, or maybe filled out an inquiry form, or called your business number or something like that. And using this data, you can really just work out what is working and what isn't. Whereas if you wasn't using it, it would just be a complete minefield and it would just be complete guesswork. Whereas if you've got real data, there's nothing you can really argue against. And if you just go off that real data, you can just work out what resonates with your target audience a lot better. Another way I use data quite powerfully actually is another one of my YouTube channels where I can actually see how long people have watched the video for and at what points they have actually dropped off the video. So what I can essentially do is for the next video, I know exactly where I'm going right, because it can also tell you where they've kind of rewound and you've got like a spike in your video and things like that. But I can also obviously make sure that I'm not saying certain things that would encourage people to drop off the video. Don't make the mistake of thinking just because it might look good, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to perform well. Everything should be judged by data. Kind of related to the data stuff, you also want to be studying other people's work. Now for me, when it comes to digital marketing in any form, you don't need to be reinventing the wheel or trying to come up with any genius idea. All the genius ideas are already out there. You just need to copy them. And obviously I don't mean copy it word for word or exactly or anything like that. Of course, that would be copyright and it would be illegal. What I mean is, let's use web design, for example. Here's a little bit of a secret if you didn't know it already. Probably 99% of web designers actually don't start with just a blank white slate. They will normally use a template or something that has given them some kind of inspiration to get them going with their website. So yeah, study other people's pieces of work. It doesn't need to be good pieces. It can be bad pieces as well, because obviously you can work out why it's gone wrong, and this will really help you learn a lot faster. And if you head over to this video right here, I actually break digital marketing down as a whole and actually talk about all of the different digital marketing channels out there and where they fit within that digital marketing funnel. So head over there and I will see you in the next one.